Hello, friends. This is Scott, and I got an unexpected longer trip down to the hobby farm recently, and it was 4 nights and parts of 5 days, and the weather report was kind of iffy, so I wasn't sure exactly how much work I was going to get done. But now's the time that I've got to get some beds prepped because if I want to make this a hobby farm, I need planting beds, and that's what I'm lacking. Well, I decided the first night, I got to get warmed up a little bit, so I'm going to do the easiest bed possible, which is right next to the firewood. And why is it the easiest bed? Because the soil that I'm screening for the base layer is literally right around the wall. So I have a very short trip. I do have to screen all this soil because of all the rocks. And I'm not going to show you all those like I have in previous videos. I'm just going to kind of show you the progress as I'm getting it done. So here's a look at the first step is always putting down the cardboard because I have lots of weeds in here and I need cardboard. And I've still got quite a bit in the garage. So we'll see how long that cardboard lasts or how far it'll go. And then as I start working, it starts getting windy and it starts to snow. And so I need to get some soil down just to be able to pin that cardboard down. I want to build the whole bed today, but I don't know if I'll be able to. But I need to just kind of do it in stages because the wind is blowing and the snow is coming. And it is cold. It's right around freezing. So it's a little bit uncomfortable, but I'm bundled up. But it's a dry snow. But Miss Thing is with me. And Mr. Lincoln did not make this trip, so the cats were very happy to get a little extra attention this trip. But Miss Thing is my constant companion. She's my buddy. She's the one that's around constantly. But as you see, it's really a fine kind of pelleted snow. Again, Miss Thing is wanting so much attention. She's roughing it with me. But the storms were kind of squalls, and they'd kind of come in and out. And so I got a little bit of soil screened, just enough to try to get this cardboard pinned down. And then as I'm working, I keep adding more cardboard, pinning it down with more soil. And I didn't know quite if this weather was going to cooperate to get the whole bed done, but it did. So I was able to get all the cardboard down. And so that'll be a nice little bed. Originally, I was thinking of putting chickens there, but I decided to make that a planting bed. And so I quickly screened some more soil and got that pinned down. And here's a look at how much soil it took from the very beginning to at least that point. Again, I was down here for a long time, a good hard work in 4 days, so I got a lot of soil screened. So that's the first look. Now here's a look at Theo. He came down to visit me, and there's Coquette and Thing up there. And they're a little reluctant to come down because Willow showed up. So this is the other tomcat, and Willow and Theo seem to be getting along better because I think the neighbor's saying that they keep seeing a white and an orange cat fighting. So those are the two. I think they're the culprits, but anyway, we got enough soil on the bed. Again, I need to bring compost down here, but I got enough down here to smooth it all out, get it basically ready. And I think this is where I'm going to put the tomatoes. This is where I get more deer activity in this part of the yard, and I think they won't eat the tomatoes, I don't believe. So rather than sweet corn, which will get gobbled up, I think the tomatoes and the peppers might go there. So after I got that bed done, at least up to this point, I decided to get back in here between the onions, garlic, and the potatoes on the right. I've got this bed that I haven't planted anything in yet. And so I started screening more soil. And again, my trip this time was just to screen soil. So it was just a hard working trip this time. I didn't know how far I was going to get, but yeah, I got quite a bit done, as you'll see here in the video. I decided to use some of this wood ash or biochar from the old burn barrel. And that's how much I got. So I burned quite a bit of stuff, and you don't get a lot in return, but it's pretty good stuff, pretty crumbly. So I just sprinkled a light layer of that on this bed, and I'm going to smother that with all the screened soil that I'm working on from the big pile of dirt that's no longer a big pile of dirt, starting to becoming an excavation point for the patio. So there's a look at all the soil that I screened and raked it out. And again, I'm going to be bringing in compost, but I don't know if I'm going to put carrots or beets and those type of crops here, root crops, or if I'm going to put in broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage. We'll see. Still thinking about that. So then the next bed, the next day, I come out here, and I had started on that south side of the hobby farm yard, and I had done that bed last week, but I have more cardboard, so I'm just going to keep on swimming until I'm out of cardboard. So again, Miss Thing is enjoying the sunnier day today and wanting to scratch about every 5 minutes. But yeah, we're really bonded. She's a good kitty. Well, the first step again is just to get some soil on here to hold this cardboard down. And as I'm moving back and forth, Theo came down and decided to hang out on the compost bin with me, as well as Miss Thing on the worm compost bin. So they, when I first bought the hobby farm, none of these cats really got along very well, but now they're pretty much a family. And a lot of times when I go in the garage, there's 3 cats all sitting in their beds side by side under the heat lamp. So they're pretty bonded. But again, it was just manual labor. It was just digging and screening and hauling on the wheelbarrow and dumping. Got it all raked out, and that's how much soil. And that's about a 10 by 10 bed, I think. So there's the next, but I'm out of cardboard. So I got to get more. And here's a look at where the next bed's going. And I have plans for future beds also in other places of the yard, but this will be the next one. And so I've got to get some more cardboard. But here's a look at all the dirt that I excavated, and I got rid of quite a bit. So this pile of dirt is disappearing, and it seems daunting, but it will disappear. And this will be where the patio is. And so I'll be building retaining walls later in the summer, hopefully. We'll see how time and finances go. But yeah, real estate's picking up, so I don't know. I don't think I'll be able to take the long trips that I did like this time in the future. So here's a look at the stratification of the soils in this part of the yard. And we have a kind of red clay, and we have some loam, and then we have a yellow clay. Then we have some kind of garbage stuff on the bottom. It's kind of sandy, kind of gritty. So, well, we didn't go without a casualty. The old compost screen is probably 12 years old. Kind of wore out. So I started to get some bigger rocks screened through. So it's time to quit. And I'm out of cardboard, so it was a kind of a timely break. But I got to get that back to Salt Lake and get it fixed. But anyway, we're making beds, and we're going to have a hobby farm down here. We just got to keep on swimming. Thanks for watching this video. And if you like what you see, please hit the subscribe button, like, share, and comment, as I got tons of content coming. Thank you.